Hello Vivid, I've been watching your videos since I was a junior in high school. I love listening to the tales of other people's weeaboo or horrid anime experiences. So here's mine from my junior year to senior year in high school. Anyways, back when I was a sophomore in high school, I started to get deeply involved into watching anime. I sat at the weird kids table at school where people would throw stuff at us and make fun of us. They were more weird kids, but they were weeaboos. I started to become a weeaboo at the end of my sophomore year, and I met a girl named M who liked anime, but was, pardon my French, balls deep into anime. We're talking about she didn't want to call people by her real name, she only wanted her fake Japanese name, always watched anime even on my phone, spoke in Japanese, always sent me videos of anime stuff or husbandos as what they call it, and a lot more. Junior year of high school came and me and M were now in a relationship, but let's not call it that. Let's call it a cringe-filled weeaboo relationship where we would call each other by our anime names like Kagome and Inuyasha and Soul and Maka. Yeah, that was too cringy to type out. Anyway, the table we sit at every morning was just a place full of so much weeaboo trash that me and my best friend Jay acted like our junior year of high school never happened because of it. Now let me introduce you to the main course of our weeaboo table. Now there's R, who was super into anime and showed it off passionately at school. R would read yaoi manga in school, cosplay it in school. Now let me tell you how she made the table we were sitting at become the biggest cringe fest in our school. R played this Hetalia game in real life with us. At the time, even though I was a weeaboo, I didn't know what Hetalia was, so I had to Google it. R would randomly call everyone at the table a country name like Prussia, Germany, Greece, and it started off as a simple joke because my friends were pretending to be these countries, but then it became really surreal. Soon everyone at the table would act like a country from Italia and would never stop. Everyone would call each other the country names, roleplay right there in the middle of the cafeteria. Then it gets worse. We had a girl who liked My Little Pony in our school and would sit and bring a plushie of Twilight Sparkles and play with it in front of everyone. Meanwhile, R would speak in Japanese to my weeaboo girlfriend at the time and play this game called the Pocky Game with her boyfriend in front of everybody. One day it was homecoming week at school and we had to dress up like a culture or something. R comes into school dressed like a Link from Legend of Zelda. And as soon as I point that out, she begins to cry and say that she was a Prussian maid or something, that her boyfriend threatened to beat me up for saying that. Next, we have the Sonic-loving weeaboo that was there called C. C was a black anime nerd and would obsess over Sonic and draw fan art and show me. Once he started talking, his voice would get louder and it would become obnoxious. He didn't just love Sonic, he embraced it. He would do the Naruto or Sonic run or sometimes just skid his shoes in the ground like he was Shadow the Hedgehog. And it was horrible to be seen around him. Then we have C. We had other people at our table, but one guy named Chris, who wasn't a weeaboo at the table, and was cool. Next we have Heather, who was a little... Not even joking when I say that. We have Dreg, who liked anime a little too much. We have Nick, who had hentai hidden on his phone, and I discovered that accidentally when I was showing him how to download stuff. But anyways, this is where the whole little Hetalia thing got a bit out of hand. One day our school decided to throw a big barbecue cookout, and we were all allowed to chill outside. So me and my friends Chris were talking, and suddenly I hear R scream out, "Attack Texas!" I had no idea who Texas was supposed to be, because I wasn't part of the game. Then out of nowhere I got assaulted by other people at our table that were playing this whole Hetalia thing. Like, no, seriously, assaulted by 5 different people, which is no fun. Time kept passing, and these weeaboos were just ruining my life, and making me feel sad and mad. My girlfriend Em at the time was also a part of them, and that was contributing to it. So I got tired of them and broke up with Em and decided I'd slowly get away from that table. And this is where things get worse. I went into a depression and was always angry after breaking up with Em. I'd slam doors, cuss out random people, and even push people in the hallway who were moving too slow. To make matters worse, Em cried because of the breakup, told everyone, and people were mad with me. And then even more weeaboo crap happened. We know how in anime there are these scenes where girls grope each other's like boobs? Well, that's exactly what happened at lunch. When I was sitting with the weeaboos at lunch while I was slowly moving away from them, I had to witness things I did not want to witness. The groping game. Like, these girls were groping each other's boobs in front of everybody while the Sonic fanboy was going, "Oh my god, that's so hot." One day I decided to get payback on these two weebs for the Weeaboo table. Now at this time I was no longer a part of them and was sort of an anti-weeb. So one day at the bus stop, it was raining, one of these weebs named Christina came up to me and tried to talk to me. I told her that Cory in the House was my favorite anime and she got pissed. She told her friend R what I had said and she came to join in on the discussion and got pissed too when I said that Cory in the House is truly the best anime. Anyways, as time goes on, I decide to sit at another table in the mornings, and when questioned by Drake why I changed tables, I told him the sad truth of what I thought of the table, and he was a little mad. Senior year comes, and I'm sitting at another table with new friends, when I look over at the weeb table, and they seemed becoming worse. They were screaming, chanting, and God, R never stopped cosplaying in school. They came something much worse. At the beginning of the senior year, I sat at a new table, to which R, out of nowhere, and her friends came to sit down at. Every day, her and her friends would talk about Hetalia and God knows what else, while I was on my phone at lunch, the whole year without getting caught. At the beginning of the year, though, I decided to play a sick revenge joke on one of these weebs from the table, who would never stop bothering me in my junior year. So what did I do? I drew a PG yaoi art of him and someone else and passed it around, which many people joked about. His name was C, as mentioned earlier. He would get extremely pissed while his weeaboo friends laughed at the art and thought it was cute. I didn't even like anime anymore and was mocking him through it. And then after going too far with it, I just stopped and moved on. Next came the slow demise of the weeb table. My old friend Chris still sat at the table while me and my friend Jay had moved to this new table since spring break of our junior year. Anyways, the new school year was looking great because what happened next made the table in the mornings piper down. Chris decided to leave that table because it was boring or something and came to join us at our new table. Then Chris's friend Tim followed right after and came too. And that's when the demise started. The people who sat at the weeb table were silent when they left. Tim's girlfriend sat at that table and Tim didn't really go back there much. Chris never actually went back to that table again my senior year. And everyone who sat left at the table looked dead and silent, and it was great. Meanwhile, at the table I had moved to much earlier, everyone was having a good time telling jokes, while the weeb table was on and off dead and alive, and it felt great.